Welcome to The Real and happy Friday, America. I hope you guys had a great week. Let's get you ready and right for the weekend with some girl chat. All right, first up, ladies, believe it or not, we're coming up to a year of being in quarantine. But if you look online, you're bound to see some people living their lives as if nothing has happened. And for those who have been following the guidelines all year, Huffington Post recently came up with a word for our pandemic anger, and it's called pangry. They said that if you are feeling pangry at people, to try and channel that anger towards something productive, because at the end of the day, people are going to do what they want to do anyways. So I am curious, how have you guys dealt with panger during this pandemic?
Whew.
Oh my God. Same, Lonnie, same.
You know, well, first of all, now California is lifting their restrictions, which is, it's like, you know what? It doesn't even matter no more. I'm really giving up hope.
No one follows them anyway.
Yeah, nobody's following. Everybody's doing whatever they want to do. They're still going on vacations. And you sit back as a person that's trying to abide by the rules and say, you know, look at everybody else living their life. For a whole year, I've been sitting here in front of this thing. I have to look at the rates of people that are dying, the rates of people that are actually catching the disease. You really don't know what it will do if you yourself catch the virus. So with that, I can say, well, I just need to do what I need to do. I need to stay safe for me. And I have this platform, and I'm glad that we as a show, we used our platform to the best that we could to tell people about, you know, the harms of this virus, and to try to, you know, at least social distance, wash your hands, and do a face mask. Yeah. We've done everything that we can. And that's all. That's it. At the end of the day, that's it.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I say you can only control what you do. You can't control other people and what they do. And like you, Lonnie, it's frustrating sometimes and feels unfair that some are doing the right thing when others aren't. So I feel like you don't know what people are going through. Maybe people are living alone and it's really lonely and they need to get out every now and then. But at the end of the day, I'm a little nervous that they're lifting California's restrictions, only because the numbers just started coming down. So with the numbers just started coming down, maybe another month, and I know people have lost jobs. I know income is really tough. But I feel like as the numbers are coming down, maybe one more month or so would really help to keep the numbers down. And then we can really hopefully one day get back to our normal lives.
And Garcelle, that could happen if we had some type of financial plan along with the health plan. See, that's the problem. The reason why I believe that they're opening up a lot of places, and the reason why a lot of places did not close up, like Georgia, like Alabama, is because of the finances. We never came up with a financial plan to help this country. There are people that, you know, are behind on their rent. They haven't been working. We have no plan. We still can't get people to sign another stimulus bill. So we have to work on a financial plan, and I believe that's what Biden and the administration are trying to do. But other than that, that's the real reason why I believe California, it's no way that they can, you know, there are places that's closing, Garcelle, you know this, that have never closed before. And they're like, they just give up. They're just like, they don't have the money. They don't have it.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, the other day I was driving, I was going towards the Grove, and just seeing all the boarded up restaurants and stores, it was like a war zone. It was really, really sad to see. And some of these establishments will never be back. Never be back.
Yeah, and I mean, the numbers in LA last week were 1 in 3. Did you guys hear that? The stats last week were 1 in 3 people have COVID, and that's just so scary. Like that's just insane. So with that being said, like Lonnie said, you know, you can only control what you do. So we protect ourselves and our family, but I'm not gonna lie, I do get frustrated with friends or family who don't understand. Like, that frustrates me when you're like, hey, I wanna come see you. And I'm like, when the pandemic's over, with a finger, like a thumbs up to them or whatever, and they're like, I don't understand why you guys are taking this so serious. Like, I've literally had family and friends that have like had issues with the fact that we are choosing to really quarantine and not see people. They're like, you know, it's ridiculous. Like, you guys just take it too far. And I'm just like, yo, this is life. Like, literally, this is life or death. Especially, I have parents that have, my mom's diabetic, my dad has a heart condition. Like, I can't play these games. And I wish that everybody would take it that serious and consider maybe you could survive it, but if I brought that home to my family, I'm not sure they could. And I wish people understood that.
Right, definitely.
When you guys talk about being hangry, the last time I heard someone who actually vented the exact frustration that I had was that leaked Tom Cruise rant when he went in on his crew members. Did you guys hear that leaked audio?
Yeah.
That was on point. That was the most exact words and sentiment I've ever felt when it comes to why we are 1 year going strong in this. And many places outside of the US have gone back to functioning normally, including parts of Asia, where it originated. Like, just because they were able to all confine and do exactly as told. And so
they actually followed rules.
I appreciate getting called out. I like when anybody is like, make sure you have your mask, or reminding you to cover up your nose. I appreciate, everybody who's taking this overly seriously and getting made fun of. I applaud you. I thank you guys out there. Don't ever let anybody knock you for following quarantine procedures. To me, like, listening to Tom Cruise's rant actually made me feel like I was being heard, personally.
And sometimes that's what it takes. But I hope that, our government is going to have to peel back the layers of why, like, even in California, I just want to end with this, is that we have people that are living in 1-bedroom homes, and it's like 6 to a family, 10 to a family. There's no way you can fight a pandemic when people are living on top of each other like that. We have to do something about the housing. We have to, in this whole country, provide low-cost housing for people so that they're not piled on top of each other. That's the reason why I checked the statistics for California. It's like the cases are like at 3.4 million. And that's because people are piled on top of each other. So there's so much that we have to work on. But like you said, at the end of the day, just try to protect yourself and protect your family.
That's all you can do.
Up next, actress and mom of 2, Ava Mendez, recently caused a stir online when she reposted about what some thought was questionable parenting advice. Look like we got the same outfit on. Let me see that picture again. Can I see? Oh, yeah. You almost do. Okay, after her daughter called her out for being on the phone too much, Ava reposted advice from Latinx Parenting, which said, let your kids call you out. It's not disrespect, it's healthy. Kids can also fiercely align with their value that they will take nothing less than the respect they deserve. Basically, we're talking about, can your kids call you out? The mother of this group. Come on, help me out.
The resident mother. I'm the resident mother.
Yes,
sometimes my kids do call me out. If, like she said about the phone, but I think it's how you do it. With anything, it's how you're respectful. Sometimes I have family meetings because I feel like there are things that are happening that I want to stop, but I also give them the opportunity to say how they feel too. And I didn't grow up like that. I mean, I did not grow up like that. If I looked at my mom the wrong way, she'd be like, why are you looking at me that way? And I'll be like, one look. And I think this generation has really made kids their friends, as opposed to when I was growing up, you feared your parents a little bit. And I think that kept you on the straight and narrow. I left home when I was 17 years old and moved to New York to start my modeling career. And if I didn't have that kind of upbringing, I could have gone wild. I could have done so many crazy things. And I think you need that respect. My kids can say, Mom, I wish you wouldn't do that, but it has to be respectful. It can't be in any way that I feel I am being disrespected.
I understand that. And I think that's such cool parenting of you, Garcelle, that you have an open, two-way street to also let your kids, maybe call you out a little bit if they feel like, Mom, we're not supposed to be doing that at the dinner table, or whatever it may be. I agree with that, and I actually completely agree with Ava. I can't stand, because my parents did this, I can't stand parents who tell you not to do one thing and they do the other. It's just the hardest way for a kid to learn. And then when it's also the excuses, because I'm grown up or because I told you so. Obviously, we're taking out things that you can't do as a grown up, like to drink alcohol or, stay up late or things like that. But I'm talking about swearing. Like, you know, my mom used to tell me, like, don't ever swear. You can never cuss, you know? And then she would do it at us when she got mad, and I'm like, this is not a very good example of containing your anger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I had to learn later on that the best way for a kid to learn is to see you exemplify that. No, because there'd be a backhand print. If you look closely, it's still there. Anytime I'd say that, you know? But recently, I gave Jay's daughter for Christmas a swear jar, and I gave it to her because knowingly, Jean is the one that always be saying the words you're not supposed to say in front of kids, right? So I said, I need you to help me hold me accountable. I want to put money towards your college fund. You want to help me choose better language. Let me tell you, this girl is already ready. She's already halfway there. She's towards the college of her choice. But I'm getting better. I am getting better, and that's the point. I want to be called out. Yes, all day.
Well, my friend Monique adopted a child. Y'all know Mallory, and she's older. Monique is older. She's in her 50s, right? And I told her,
wow, I would not know that.
It's gonna be a lot, but actually, it's good for Monique because she's got patience. And so we were on the phone last night, and Mallory kept talking like back to her. But she told me, my friend Monique said, no, she's not talking back. She's using logic. See, when your baby at 5 keeps asking you questions, they're using logic. But you have to have the patience not to tell them to be quiet or whatever. You really need to listen to children, especially when they're at that young age, because they're being very, very inquisitive, and they have to. And so I love when I see parents explaining, because I used to be like, why are you explaining to that? But now I get it, because the kids are actually using their logic, and that's what it is. See, we have to be patient with kids.
Wow.
I agree. There are times if I'm driving and I'm like somebody slow in front of me and I'll say something, and then Jax will be like, or Jade will say, you know what? What if they're not feeling good? What if they're having a bad day?
I love it.
So
That's so good with the heart of
get you in
empathy.
the right mind. Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think sometimes we need these little
good.
checks. I think sometimes we need kids to check us. I think sometimes they have such pure hearts and such innocence that they view things completely different than we do. Or like you said, they're remembering what you taught them and reiterating it to you. And sometimes we absolutely need that. But in the words of somebody from, I think it was Real Housewives, who gonna check me, boo? I think it's a question of how you go about it. How you go about it. If a child is being disrespectful and thinking they can, you know, call the parent out, certainly not in front of other people. I think there's just a way. If it is done with innocence and a pure heart, that's different than being like in front of people and being like, Ma, you're not supposed to be eating that. Like I think it's important.
Right.
I don't know.
I'll be like, little girl.
Okay.
If I don't snatched, yes. So I think it's important to teach your children to also be cognizant of being respectful, that you are the parent. Yes, I'm your friend, but I'm your mother first. And I think that I'm grateful for my mom being able to, when I was younger, really establish that she was the disciplinary, that she was my mother. And as we've gotten older, now we are best friends. But it is a very important and very difficult. I don't know how you guys do that. That's a hard balance to keep there.
That's why I'm not a mother. Thank God for Garcelle and all the mothers out there in the world.
There you go.
Now, before we go to break, I just want to remind everyone that Lifetime's hit series, Little Women Atlanta, premieres tonight, followed by Little Women Atlanta Unfiltered, the after show, executive produced and hosted by me. I'm so excited. This is my first show that I get to executive produce. I get a chance to talk with these ladies about all the fun, the drama, and the issues that come with living as a little person in an average-sized world. It's really opened my eyes watching this season. And now on tonight's episode, I sit down with Money and Miss Juicy to talk about their former castmate, Ashley Ross. You may know her as Miss Minnie. She tragically died in a car accident last year. Take a look. I am so sorry for your loss. How did it feel seeing her on camera again?
No words can describe, the feeling that we have inside, because this is someone that we consider family. Mm-hmm. And not only did we work together, but We've laughed together. We've cried together.
We work through things together.
Yes.
I love those women so much, and it's just a special tribute to Miss Minnie. Little Women Atlanta premieres tonight at 9 on Lifetime, followed by the premiere Little Women Atlanta Unfiltered at 10:30, hosted by me.
The huge success of the Versuz battles, like the recent Ashanti Keisha Cole showdown, have got people talking about who their dream Versuz battle would be. And in a recent interview with Jalen and Jacoby, Swiss Beats said that he would love to see a Tupac versus Biggie. But you guys, obviously, that's a super ambitious ask because, sadly, both of these legends have passed on. Well, Timbaland, who was part of the interview, not only said he has an idea to make that happen, but that he also would want to see a Prince versus Michael Jackson. So now people are speculating, you know, could we actually see these things go down with a hologram versus in the near future? Ladies, would you be here for the holograms or nah? And who would you want to see if they could do it? If they could make it happen.
I don't know if I want to
the
see it.
hologram thing yet.
I don't know.
Somebody show me how I can watch a hologram performance without feeling like it's so creepy. Why does it not feel normal to me yet? Even when Tupac came out at Coachella that one year, I was there, I was watching it. I was like, this is weird. There's nothing about this that feels, I don't know, just like, I'd rather, if you're gonna do the late greats, I think that you should just show their actual footages. I think you should show their old videos versus each other, or you can show old interviews, like in the archives, behind the scene type
Or
interviews.
live
I'd love to watch that. Come on.
Yeah.
Performances go back to back. Go back to back and show their real performances. Didn't they used to do something like that on MTV or The Box? Anybody remember The Box when they would do video challenges where they would play one music video against the other and people would vote to see which one smacked down each other? Hello, that's what TRL was. It was
That would be too expensive. They couldn't do that.
That would be expensive. I don't know if I want to see it. Yeah, I don't know if I want to see it. And also, Prince, before he died, said he didn't want a hologram at all. So we should respect that. But I read a quote that I thought was hilarious. Somebody said, y'all can't even get the video and audio together, and now you want to try a hologram? Like, there's the truth.
At least they'll be on time, though.
people clearly.
They'll
No,
be
what
on
they
time.
could do, they could do like have the people that were close to them do the verses and play their music. So say somebody like for Michael Jackson, maybe Janet Jackson or one of his brothers. And then maybe for Prince, it could be Sheila E. or something like that. And then make it a battle like that. And then that way we could still get it and we could just play their music. So it's more like a jam session, playing their music, you know.
That is actually a great idea.
Well, Swiss Beats and Timbaland give me credit for that one. So make that happen.
You know what? Besides seeing the greats, what I would love to see is I can't wait to see Versuz start to branch out to other genres. I can't wait to see rock legends go head to head. Or other types of genres, you know, or even watching country music folks go head to head. I think this is something where music can bring together so many more grounds of people together and to celebrate like all that wonderful memories of these great songs that we celebrated. So I don't know. I think Versuz is such an amazing invention, and I can't wait to see how it grows and lets everybody kind of join in the fun.
What's the genre you would want to see the most?
I like country. I really like country music, and I'd love to see some of the country greats, and not even just stay in country. Like I'd love to see when you see genres kind of join in with each other, whether it was metal and hip hop, you know, or if it was country and hip hop together. Like those, just see more melds. I think our world needs to see more combinations of where people intersect and meet and make great things come to life.
Ain't nobody gonna watch that.
You know what?
You gonna tell? Wait, hold up. Are you kidding me?
Songwriters battle.
Oh, yeah, with their originals.
Why'd you read my mind? Why'd you read my mind?
No, I would watch it. I would watch it all day. Love.
The only reason why I say that, because remember the gospel one? It's the gospel one.
That was different. No, that was different. That was because you had a certain age who is hip to Versuz. The age of
That's what I'm saying about.
that was a different reason.
It's the same world.
I think it's awkward, specifically with gospel. That just gets weird. Like, what are we being competitive about? Like, that just gets so awkward. Like, let's compete on who can praise the Lord better. Like, that's just super awkward to me. But that's kind of how I feel about the art of, you know, that's what gets weird is every artist, especially people that have passed, like, you never want to touch their art in a way that makes them go, oh, who was better? Or ultimately, whether we like it or not, we say it's a jam session. When I go on the internets is like, who won? Point blank, period.
Yeah. Right.
And that gets awkward when it's someone's art and the person isn't here to defend themselves. That just gets weird to me.
Have you ever woken up after a night of drinking feeling bad, but not just from your hangover, because of the things that you actually did? According to a recent Vice article and a 2020 global drug survey, women actually regret their drunkenness way more than men. According to the survey, 39% of women regretted the occasions that they got drunk, compared to only 29% of men. They also found women were more likely to say something while drunk that they may regret the next day, and also more likely to have an unwanted sexual episode. So ladies, what do you think about women being more likely to blame it on the alcohol? Is it true?
I can see this, but man, I'm gonna need some men to be more Well, I know some guys that are regretful. You know, ooh, that sounds...
You're right, they may not just be admitting it, Adrian.
Do you know, there are some men that... No, it just sounds so... it's a thought in my head, but it sounds so terrible coming out my mouth. No, sadly, I've heard of men that end up having one-night stands with women, not using protection, and then having a child that they didn't...
Oh.
So
that's
that
just life.
gets like...
Well, it happens.
Literally, the miracle of life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there,
No, it
I do
definitely-
know a lot of guys that has actually really happened, and then they're like, "Yeah, do I regret the child? No. Was it exactly what I wanted? Eek, you know." So there's that.
Yeah.
Y'all need to
Happens all
start
the
paying
time.
attention.
Well, being the resident drinker on this show, I have regretted many, many times. In my college years, I could remember regretting many times of one time I got so drunk.
What do you wake up regretting the most?
That this was only one time in my college drinking life that every Friday my friend Shannon would come over because he was the only person that had a job while we were in college. So every Friday he would buy all the liquor, and I only had the apartment off campus, so everybody could come over to my house. We had a liquor, and one night we was doing shots and we got so messed up that I blacked out. And I couldn't remember.
So
and
this
I
is
woke
the
up
blackout.
the next day. Yes.
That traumatized
And I woke
you.
up the next day, everybody was cleaning up, and I literally could not remember what happened. Like, nothing happened to me.
Yeah.
It was just basically drink.
scary.
And that taught me that I will never. That taught me, one, to control my liquor, and it taught me never to get so out of control. Because luckily, I was with my friends. I was in my place, but I was like, that was my one and only blackout, and it just taught me so much. So that was my biggest regret. And then I had another regret when, I think I've told this before, that I got so drunk, and I went back. It was my college boyfriend, and we was about to do it and everything, and I was feeling sick, and I was in the bed, and then he was about to do it, and then I went all over the bed.
Oh, you guys, that's
And
never
that
happened to
ruined
any of you.
Everything.
Nothing
Growing
like
up,
that?
yes, but
Not
not
in
like,
somebody's
not on him in the
bed.
moment, no.
But yeah,
He was hot. He was so bad. He thought he was gonna get
no.
some.
yeah, he clean up.
He had to clean it up.
That's
I was too messed up. I was like, I'm sorry.
There is nothing. Okay, how about this, guys? We all know when we've had too much to drink and we start regretting it. But what about that moment before when the countdown begins? Usually for me, it's when you decide to take a break and go to the restroom, like you're at the club or the restaurant or wherever you're drinking, and you go to the restroom and you look in the mirror and you go,
And you're alone.
oh. And you're alone, and you're like, this is not good. And everything's like,
Right.
whoa, and you're like, oh,
Yes.
oh, this is not. And you're trying to put that lipstick on, you're like,
Yes, you know it's
and you a
wrong.
whole mess.
You know it's
That's
not
when
okay.
That's when and there's no
all
point of
been
no
there.
return. Like you're going down. It's going down. So
You can't help it.
And have
I
you
did
ever
that.
have you
That
ever been
happened to
so
me
twisted?
one time at a bar. Wait a minute, let me tell you. One time I was at a bar,
Okay.
right? And I came in, it was after I did one of my stand-up shows, but I didn't realize the time. And it was one of my favorite bartenders, and he saw me, he gave me a Long Island iced tea. And so I was like, oh, this is so good. That was my first time drinking Long Island iced tea. And then he gave me another one.
will mess you
but
up.
Then I didn't realize at the time it was 1:30 and the bar had to close. And I was so messed up because you drink one Long Island iced tea, okay, but
Okay.
two will get you messed up. I was so messed up that I had to call my
Yeah.
best friend Rosa to come and pick me up, and I never had Long Island iced tea after that. Oh, I got a million drinking stories. Okay, go ahead.
No, let me tell you,
Okay.
Jeannie, I want to hear what you were going to say.
I was just gonna say, okay, this is something that happens to me, and it hasn't happened for a while because during quarantine I'm not out drinking like this. But how about when you drink so much that you sit there and you start talking to the person, but you can hear your words not making sense, or you can hear your words not enunciating, so you're starting to sound like this, but you can hear it, but you try and the worst is when you try to speak more eloquently, but your words don't match. So you look like a Chinese kung fu movie where you're like, no, but what I was saying was, and
Right,
it's like
right.
everything's just not going together. I hate
right after
that.
that, you
I hate
start
that When
crying.
you're like, Jeannie, enunciate and speak slowly, but your stuff is like, you know what I'm saying?
I know
You
that it's
start
gone
crying
too
after
far.
that.
That's why I don't drink no more. I don't drink no more for two reasons. One, I will tell you all my business, everything. I will,
You
and then I
are a
wake up the
secret
next day and be like,
killer.
She's right
and
about
be
that.
like,
Garcelle,
this
she
person
will.
knows. This person
Yeah.
knows everything, and now I regret that they know these things about me. And furthermore, yo, is it me or the older you get? 2 glasses of wine, I'm hungover. I'm gonna be sick the next
Totally.
morning. Like I have a headache.
Yes.
I can't do it. I'm not
Yes.
gonna make it. Like I'm
But
not
can I
gonna
say,
make it.
You are so cute.
I don't drink.
When you a little tipsy, Munchkin. You the cutest
Then I start
little.
crying, right?
Yep, you start
you my whole
crying,
heart.
and you be like, and then you start singing, and then you start talking in Spanish, and I was just like, ooh, this girl done had too much. Too